my honeys. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and I'm shooting this one just kind of on the fly. I had a little bit of energy, and I was like, let me keep up with my readings. So if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, my honeys, for your support of this channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you're brand new here, my name's Kamara. I channel the divine ancient oracles we know as Sibyls, as well as my ancestors and spirit itself. So know these messages are received with care and transmitted with care. And welcome here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to consider that, or after your reading. I would really love, before you go, that if you could like, comment, or subscribe. That would really help my brand new channel. I do read all of my comments, and I try to like them or comment back. And if you subscribe, remember to click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new readings. Now, if you would like a personal reading, because all of these are collective, then you can go to my website for a personal reading. It's www.blackdoveoracle.com. So thank you so much. And lastly, if you feel like we got some commonalities and you want to maybe collaborate, or maybe you have a business proposition, let's talk about it. Feel free to email me at blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. All right, my honeys. So this is going to be a 3-part reading on your first date, because it is February and it is the month of love, among other things. So your first date with your future spouse or future partner, because some people may not be getting married, but they may be having a life partner. So we're just going to expand that concept. So your first date, and we have 3 groups, and I decided to go with the animal deck, the medicine. I think it's called medicine card deck. Okay, I got a brand new. So group number 1 will be the Lynx. That's group number 1, and the number is 18 in case you can't see that. Lynx. Group number 2 will be the Frog, and that number is 38 in case you can't see it. Frog. And then group number 3 is going to be the Eagle, and that's number 1. All right. So, my honeys, let's get it moving. These may be a little bit short and sweet, but kind of prepare you. And I'm going to do some more Valentine's readings as we go along. So let's start with group number 1. My honeys, and let's clear the energies. So group number 1, you chose the Lynx, which is kind of like, I think it's a smaller wildcat, but definitely still very powerful. So this Lynx energy, I'm going to read a little bit out of the book, but we're going to talk about how this is the overall energy of this first date, maybe even of the beginning of this relationship. If you are going on your first date, I mean, I don't know, maybe you all were talking for a little bit before you go on your first date, but it feels very new. Now, the interesting thing about Lynx is its word is secrets. So I think in this beginning of this relationship, it's going to feel like you all have some very important things to share with each other, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. But maybe there might be some energy around, okay, if this gets more serious, I want to share this. I don't think the secrets necessarily in the beginning of this relationship feel, like a third party or anything, although they may be about a former spouse. I don't think this person is gonna, or you will be involved with anyone else when you're dating, because 18 comes to the number 9, and it's really like 9 is about the fulfillment of your wishes. So, right away, group number one, I think when you meet this person, you're going to feel like they're a little bit on the quiet side, but still highly interesting. I don't think it's hard to talk to them, but I think when you first meet them, not your first date, but when you first meet them, you may wonder, does this person is this person even interested in me? And so I think when this first spirit is saying, when you're asked out on this first date, because I do think it will be them that ask you out, group number one, because it's going to surprise you. It really is. There's something about like, I'm originally from California. And when you go hiking, they'll tell you to watch out for the mountain lions, but they'll also say, most of the time they're just watching you and you're not ever clear that they're even around. And I would say that's the same for the lynx. There's this idea in before you go on this first date that there's a little bit of a surprise, like a little bit of, oh, they actually were interested. They're interested in me. Like it's not going to be like, oh, they picked me. It's more of just like, you're going to be like, wow, I really couldn't tell from whatever meeting you had or whatever first interaction you had. You may not have been able to tell this person liked you. You might have been like, I don't really know, but you were clear that you thought they were interesting or maybe even good looking. So it says here, and I'm not going to read the whole book, but it says here that Lynx medicine is also very clairvoyant. So I think when you meet this person, you're going to realize that they are very powerfully psychic. And it's not going to be like they're sitting at the table telling you your fortune or anything like that. It's going to be that they seem to like know what you like already. When they ask you out on a date, they're going to be like, oh, I thought we would go here. And whatever restaurant they suggest or whatever venue they suggest, it's like your favorite venue. And then they'll be like, oh, and then I thought that maybe I planned for us to maybe go to hear some music. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, let's do that. And they're like, oh, well, this band or this performer is actually in town and I just found out. And you're like, it's one of your favorite performers. Like everything feels like they know what you would like. Like they and it's gonna feel like, wow, how did they know that about me? And you're gonna know they haven't been like stalking you, or it's not things that they could have easily found out from a shared mutual friend or anything like that, group number one. It's just gonna feel like you all have this immediate resonance that is happening. Something else that this person, one of you is a little bit more on the quiet side when you meet people. So group number one, this could be you're more on the quiet side, or it could be them. But I'm going to tell you something. When you have this first date, it's almost as if those little quiet moments that happen, because I don't think they're going to be awkward. They're going to feel natural. They're going to feel like that person is very present, or you're very present and I don't think they're like awkward, quiet moments. They're more of thoughtful. Like, like you all will have like maybe a really robust conversation about the work you do. And then it kind of closes gently, and both of you can just take a moment of pause to be like, wow, this is the kind of passion they have for their work, or this is what they do. And it can seem like even for them, they're kind of taking it in. I think there's a real consciousness in this particular union that makes it feel different, that lets both of you know this is probably a relationship that could possibly be a longer term deal. Like both of you, I think immediately out the gate feel that resonance. And lastly, something about Lynx medicine too is that one of you might be more talkative. And so I think there's going to be a way in which the quiet one and the talkative one, there's like a medium, there's a balance. So, like I said, I think the person who talks a lot will kind of slow down their role and just listen and give the other person a chance to kind of digest. And the person that digests will also, take moments to really express themselves. I think from the very first date, group number one, you all are feeling that I'm seeing like the way to describe it is if you've ever driven a manual car and that's like a stick shift. If you've ever driven those kind of cars, like that when you're first learning how to drive, you have to find that sweet spot where the gas and the gears kind of meet. I think that's how I'm describing it right. But like otherwise the car will jerk if you try to shift the gears and there's not enough speed, or if there's too much speed, you really the engine will kind of go, like so there's a balance here. And I think group number one, you immediately feel that with this person, like you both are trying to calibrate to each other. Because in some ways, Spirit is pointing out, you both are a little bit different when it comes to communication styles. And so, but it's not off-putting, it's not uncomfortable. It's just that you both are going to find that balance. You're going to find that middle ground. So that's the overall energy. Is for Lynx, it's like there's so much to try to get to know about each other. And you both have this very interesting, unique way of communicating. And it's intriguing for both of you. It's not, like I said, it's not uncomfortable. I love it already. I really do, group number one. So let's get some more oracle cards here. You are really going to feel like this is a different person. Their energy is different. You're going to feel like your energy is different, group number one. So, yeah. There's something of a transcendental, is that what it is? Transcendent quality to this relationship. It only seems to kind of ascend. Like you all start at one level, and as you get to know each other more, there's just layers that keep being known. You all are going to have such curiosity about each other. So this first date, it can go for a long time. You all might end up doing several things in one night. And they may all revolve around talking to each other. You know what I mean? Like they all revolve around getting to know each other. So maybe you go to dinner and you're like, okay, we've been here for a couple of hours. Maybe the wait staff is looking like, hey, we need this table. And then you both are all, and then, I think your future spouse is going to be like, hey, this conversation is so great. Why don't we go continue it? Like, would you want to go have a drink or find a place to have dessert? And again, it's not a hard decision for you both to figure out where to go, because I think there's such alignment there in other ways. Like you both will be like, oh, what about this dessert place? And you're like, oh my God, I love that place. And so you both take off there. And maybe that place closes in a couple of hours. And so you see, and you're still talking. You're still discovering the layers of each other. And there's something about how this is just so exciting to have these conversations. I think both of you have not really been successful at the time that you meet. Maybe both of you, either one of you hasn't been dating in a long time, and the other one has just not had a lot of success with connecting or tuning to people that they were dating. So when you meet each other, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like a sip of water after you've been thirsty for some time. You know, it's really interesting, but the spirit is saying, even on this first date, you all are going to talk about your concepts of spirit. Like both of you have some kind of spiritual connection. Maybe both of you meditate, maybe both of you do yoga, maybe one person wants to learn how to meditate and the other one knows how. Like there's something there about your beliefs in God. Maybe for some of you, you'll find out there's an alignment spiritually. Maybe you both are the same religion, or maybe you both have some great spiritual practices, and you're both excited that way. Like, oh my God, this is a person who, doesn't mind if I talk about astrology, or doesn't mind if I suggest that we catch an early morning yoga class and go to breakfast. Like that's a possibility for this date, and you're starting to feel excited about the next date, even though you're on the first date. It's going to be an energy, group number one, where you both will feel like, oh my God, are we moving too fast? Because there's such connection, there's such resonance. I think this person too, they have a brilliant mind. And I think that is why the conversations go on, because for some of you in group number one, you may have a Venus and an air sign, and you really love intellect, and you really love the way that they put together ideas. You love the way that they talk about their life, so there is, again, I think, an intellectual and spiritual resonance in this group when you go on the first date. What else, spirit? There's something too that's very poetic about your future spouse. Even though they have this brilliant intellectual mind, even though they seem to be so clairvoyant when it comes to the both of you, and there's a lot of deep resonance between you both, I think there's a way too that you like listening to their voice. Maybe it's like really earthy and deep, and you could just listen to it all day. Or vice versa for them. Like they may love your voice, how you talk. One of you has a very poetic way of talking. Like maybe you use your adjectives a little differently, and there's going to be something where the other is just enticed and just wants to listen to you. There may be moments in this date where you're feeling, group number one, that you're talking because you got excited about a particular subject, and you're just talking. You realize they're just listening. And you're like, oh my God, have I just been like rattling off? And they're like, no, I really love listening to you. And so that might be where the date kind of starts to deepen. Oh, like you like my voice, like somebody's inside is like, you like my voice. And I think that's where you both may take a moment and pause. And maybe earlier you kind of looked away, but this time I think you both kind of like look into each other's eyes a little bit, and there's a little silence. And maybe in your eyes, you're trying to communicate, I really am enjoying myself. And while you're communicating that with your eyes, group number one, your future spouse will say, I'm really enjoying this. They will actually say it. And then you will know. I think you will know. Even though you may not be sure, and it's only the first date, I think you will know this is your person. It's like that idea of finishing each other's sentences, but yours are kind of in your head or theirs is in their head. Switch it where it resonates, and then the other person speaks it. Very, very interesting. I like that. Let's see what they physically will like about you on this date, because, group number one, I think you're going to make sure you're looking good. Depending on who you are, your hair is going to be done. You know, we used to say back in the day as we were kids, your butt is going to be laid, your skin's going to be glowing. You know, if you're in the masculine form, you may have shaved and got a little, you know, I'm kind of picturing someone might have a goatee, I'm not sure, but you know, like, you know, the facial hair is all in order. And if you are not of the facial hair wearing uh, part of the duo, then you know, you might be wearing your favorite outfit, you know, something that makes you not look like you're trying too hard, but definitely looking like you're looking good. Now, some of these I can't show you, and this is one of them, but I will let you know. This person, huh. Okay, take it where it resonates, because this may happen on the first date for some of you, and this may not happen on the first date for others of you. But this person really has the urge. Maybe you two ordered two different things, and they're like, oh, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to order this, and you're going to order that. And, you know, maybe we could share something like that. Or if it isn't like that, you both ordered different things. And then, you know, as you both bite into that dish, it's going to be like, oh my God, this is so delicious. I really love this place. And maybe your spouse, future spouse will be like, oh, I haven't tried that before. Is it really good? Or I've been looking at it. I just haven't tried it. And you'll be like, oh, well, do you want to taste? And, you know, or they might offer you a taste. And it's going to be like one of those moments where, you know, maybe you're not sure, should you take the bite off of their spoon or fork, or you know, but I don't think they're like, you know, I think if you reach for your own, they're going to be like, it's okay. I mean, if you don't mind, you can just take a bite here, you know, and they might just like put it close to your mouth. They might even feed you. There's going to be some kind of, I can't show this card. There's going to be some kind of intimacy around sharing food. And I think you both will end up doing that throughout the night. If you go to get dessert or if you have drinks, like you both kind of just find each other like sharing little bites, little sips. This person, I'm going to say this even though we're not at the end of the date, but I think at the end of the date, this person's going to be like, I'm so glad I manifested this time with you. So they're going to talk about it that way because they are a magician at heart. This is a master manifester. This is someone who, I'm going to say low key because I kind of felt it in the beginning, group number one. They had been looking at you. They've been kind of having their eye on you, not in a stalkerish way, but just wanting to be like, I really want to go out with group number one. And they're going to be thinking about it. And they're like, let me just manifest it. Like if this is meant to be, group number one will say yes. So they may use some kind of language like that, like they had been thinking about asking you out, and you're gonna just kind of feel good about that. Like, really? I didn't even, and you may even tell them, I didn't think you were particularly interested in me. And they were like, oh, okay. I do kind of sometimes get a little stoic if I'm anxious. Like you may find out, and they might drop a little hint that they were nervous about asking you out. They weren't sure what you were going to say. But again, they felt like, I'm so glad I did ask you out. Like, because it's going to be like a really fun night. And it's so interesting because I think you all will both go home that night and fantasize about, okay, what if this is my person? And somebody's going to take it to, oh my God, we may have a kid together. We might, you know, like the daydreaming, the night dreaming. It will happen after you both say goodbye that night. So I don't think you both are going to engage with each other much more than maybe a light little making out session. I mean, you both might kind of go there a little bit, just a little bit, but the clothes are still on. Okay. It's like, you know, you move, the kiss goodbye could get slightly passionate, slightly. I don't know why Spirit's jumping to the end. I thought there was more Spirit. Spirit's like at the end, there might be like a little bit of a passionate, just a little bit of a makeout for some of you. Okay? Interesting. Let's go here. So this first date, yeah, I did skip to the end a little bit, but what else, Spirit, about this first date? What else about this person? So again, remember I said the Lynx was secrets, and that maybe both of you, because of certain circumstances in your life, may have something to share with the other person as you both decide this is going to continue. But it may be on the mind of both of you. And I do think both of you have something to share. It could be one person needs to share, oh, hey, I take care of my elderly parent, and sometimes I have to be out of town weeks at a time to tend to their health issues. That's just an example, but it might be something like that to kind of say, oh, my time might be somewhat committed sometimes. Or the Pandora's box might be that one of you might have a ex-partner that you have to deal with because maybe you're still finalizing some financial issues with that partner, or this partner is having a difficult time with the breakup, and you're needing to tell that person, I don't know why this is coming up, but maybe someone has like a restraining order. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm trigger warning, but you may have to tell this person about just some situations that unfortunately might arise. It may not even get that serious. It could just be that when you open that box, you're going to be like, God, I don't want to sound like a victim. I don't want to sound like someone who has a whole bunch of trauma. But I don't think the vibe of this first meeting is giving you a lot of worries. This may be a worry that's happening even before you both go on the date. You know what I'm saying? But both of you have some concerns. Maybe concerns that maybe the last person you were with was like, this is a deal breaker. I know I do not want to be with someone who has to also take care of their parent. I think they may have encountered some kind of pushback from someone, and they were like, oh my God, like maybe I should mention this up front because I'm not going to abandon my parent, so I think it's something like that. I don't think it's super serious, even though trigger warning with the restraining order. It could just be, a ex-partner that's somehow still involved with you. If you have kids, maybe it's like you're co-parenting still or something like that. And maybe you feel obligated to as you get more serious, to let somebody know this is the case. And we don't always get along. Sometimes there's drama, and I really try to limit it, but sometimes just there is. And you can explain it the way you need to or whatever. I don't know why I went there with that, but that's what Spirit told me. You all have things to share. But this really does feel like, look at that. It does feel like a soul tie. I think it's not too long in that evening that you both like hold each other's hand. Maybe, while you're walking, you kind of close to each other. It doesn't feel like it takes long to feel like close to one another. And it feels comfortable. It feels good, group number one. Let's see if there's any more cards here. I think what I'm going to say is that Spirit is telling me that you're going to see different aspects of each other that evening. You really are. Like there may be an aspect where you get to witness your future spouse being pretty much, assertive. Maybe something happens with the wait staff and they're like, listen, we've been waiting here for a while. And, not rude, but just kind of like, yeah, if we can get the check, like this person is not passive. One of you is not very passive at all. Like you're very much like, okay, what do you want to do? Like, and has suggestions. There's not, even if they're quiet, it's not feeling, again, it's not these moments of gentle silence. They do not feel awkward. I think both of you are going to feel like I hit it. I hit the jackpot. How did I do this? How? I mean, really, you're going to be like, I could get on stage right now and be like, that was the best damn date I went on. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're going to feel like in such victory. They are too. I mean, both of you are going to feel like, how did I find this person? I really, the first date, some people might be waiting for the other shoe to drop. They might be like, I hope nothing's really up with this person. And I think that's where the secret thing is coming in. Like, how do I tell this person this? And I hope it doesn't impact this beautiful connection we're forming. Okay. Last few cards. Wow. I think that this too may come at a moment where you both are having new experiences around money. So maybe both of you have started a new job or started a new business. There's going to be something that you both have in common. Ooh, Spirit is saying, and this is very specific, maybe both of you met because you were doing something new in your career. You know what I mean? So maybe both of you were at a workshop for small business owners, or maybe both of you were at a training for whatever your career field is. But it's going to be like something new. Like maybe you both were learning something new, or, in terms of a training or workshop or something else. But it's going to come at a time like that where you meet this person. What else about their future spouse? Your future spouse is someone who's going to, and this might be that quote secret. Your future spouse might be someone who really tells you, hey, my last relationship was really a 10 of swords, meaning there was a lot of like energy of betrayal, a lot of unsaid things. And, I think that's how your future spouse is going to start the story story. A little bit of their past. I don't think they're like going to share everything, but they're just going to say, yeah, it took me a while to like really decide to date again. And that could be for a number of reasons. And I think they may allude to that. They may not say it all on the first date because that's a lot, but they're just going to say, yeah, I got out of something and I really had to take some time to heal. And they're saying, I just feel good now about starting to date again. They may tell you something like that, or you may tell them something like that. Again, take it where it resonates. I really do think you both have an intellectual connection. Your minds just expand when you talk to each other and when you share ideas. And I think when you both kind of part for the evening, because again, I'm not hearing there's any kind of actual thing happening on this first date. And I saw 33 on the clock. So I just think group number one, you both are going to go home and just like dream about each other, think about each other, think about the whole night, maybe replay the conversations. And that's going to be really super beautiful. So one last card to close. Group number one, it sounds like a beautiful date. It sounds so beautiful. Yeah. Page of Swords. I think that you all will continue certain conversations. I don't know if it's going to be on text. I don't know if it's going to be a phone call. But I think you both are really going to be into the gift of your intellects, like your genius. Maybe you both, especially if you both are like starting something new in a career field, maybe you both are like really sharing some inspirational ideas with each other. And it's just going to continue that way. You're going to feel like this is comfortable. It's right. Even if you both have slight differences, especially around the communication. But I do get that once you all kind of get started and sharing ideas, the conversation flows. But again, there will be moments of just gentle silence while you take in really consciously what each other is saying. And you're either one or both of you are going to learn that about this relationship, is that it's very conscious, it's very intentional. And I think that will let you know this is my person. So group number one, what a beautiful date with your future spouse, because as you know, that person will end up being your future spouse or partner. But let me know how it resonated. Maybe for this group, if you can find a cat of some sort. I don't know if they'll have a Lynx emoji, but if you find a cat, put it in the comments, because that means group number one resonated with me. I'm about that first date. All right, my honeys, please take a moment to subscribe and like, and I'll see you on my next reading. Take care. Hello, group number two. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and this is your reading on your first date with your future spouse or partner. Some people may not get married, but it might be a long-term relationship. Let's clear the energies. Okay, group number two. Group number one was very sweet, so let's see where yours takes it. You chose the frog, and it's number 38. This is so random and so specific, but for some of you, or maybe just even one person, you may meet in some kind of like medicine ceremony, especially something that has to do with frogs. I'm not going to talk anymore about it, but you might. Here's what I am going to say, especially how it's connected to the ceremony, medicine ceremony, is that if you do meet in the ceremony, both of you are coming to a certain kind of ritual or ceremony for cleansing. Maybe you just been feeling burnt out. I think the conditions around you meeting this spouse is that you both are part of some kind of healing that's taking place. And I think when this healing happens, maybe both of you are not even looking to date someone. You're kind of just like, listen, I need to clear the muck out of my life. I need to recenter things. And group number two, I think you're going to be in the mind of like, I'm just here to kind of, do my healing work. But I also think that when you kind of step into the space, you see your future spouse and you're like, oh, who dat? Like you might be like, oh, who's that? But then you're going to be like, no, I'm here to do my healing work. I'm here to cleanse. So a little bit about the frog. I'm just like taking it from the medicine card book, just because these are new to me. What I will say is that it's both of you are looking to kind of do this cleansing just to start a new cycle, just to get rid of negative energy. I think both of you at this time are using kind of like water energy and water spirits, such as the frog, to really speak to some kind of emotional healing both of you were kind of either wrapping up or engaging on. It might be, take it where it resonates. It might be different for different people. But I do think that this frog energy is speaking to how both of you are taking a break. Now, if you both are not going to do some kind of ceremony, because maybe that's not your thing, maybe you meet at a hot springs. Maybe you meet at a place where you both are doing a retreat of some sort. Whatever it is, you're taking that time to rejuvenate and restore. And I think your future spouse, future partner will be doing the same. So you both are going to meet each other in some kind of like healing journey of some sort. So take that if it resonates. So how does this first date even come about? How does it even come about? Because it is like you both are in some kind of healing space or participating in some kind of healing modality. So Spirit, what's group number two? What are they? Yeah, ooh, yeah. I would even say it's like some kind of meditation retreat. Look at that. It might be a meditation retreat or some kind of like breath work. But see, the energy is coming from this person's forehead, which makes me feel like it's a meditation or yoga or something that you would be doing to settle your mind. Now, again, that could also be ceremony of some sort. So look at that. I think that's even the water sign behind them. So there's something about water around the environment when you all meet. Maybe you're going to do this retreat on a beachside retreat center or Costa Rica, Belize, I don't know, but you're somewhere where there might be water when you're doing this retreat. It feels like a really beautiful, healing place that you're going to meet your future spouse. Spirit is saying you both are going to definitely be focused on your own inner healing and your own awareness. But there'll be moments throughout this workshop, retreat, where you both will be kind of catching each other's eyes. You know, you may not immediately go up to each other and be like, hey, I'm into you. You know, it's not, I don't get the environment initially where you meet is one where it would be conducive to trying to talk that way. Maybe it's really spiritual environment. So I think you both will kind of like look and smile and maybe do the nod. Hi. Or, you know, maybe they'll go to get tea at the same time you're getting tea and they'll be like, oh, you know, please, you go first. You know, it'll be little things like that throughout the whole event that lets you know this person is kind of like just letting you know I'm kind of noticing you, and you're gonna be like, okay. But I really don't think either one of you are there to find someone. I really do think that this is more of a pleasant surprise when you both meet. Yeah, there's going to be something about the Rebel card is in reverse. You know, there may be something where maybe, and I'm only saying this because it's specific, is that maybe you both are supposed to be silent, but you end up like exchanging words and the teacher's like, hey. You know, like, or it could be like you both are distracted by each other. And it's not so much that you're bucking authority or anything like that. It's just more of like, I think you both are going to be like, you know what, let me slow my roll and not get distracted. And so you may take a stance of like, you know what, I'm not going to let this guy distract me. I'm here to heal myself, you know, or girl or whoever. I don't want them to distract me. But this person is totally going to steal your heart right away. There's just little things I keep seeing from Spirit. There's little things they do to let you know they're interested in you. I think by the time this retreat ends, they will feel like, oh my God, I'm liberated from this space, so I can now go talk to group number 2. And they're hoping so much, Spirit is saying they're hoping so much that you don't already have someone, or that and you know, for some of you, they may talk about being single, or you may talk about being single in, you know, the group check-in. I think you both are really kind of crafty that way. Like, you know, maybe there's a group check-in and you're like, yeah, you know, after I broke up with my last person, I'm just here to kind of cleanse all that energy and I want to start anew. And they might be like, you know, and when it comes to them, they're like, yeah, you know, I've just been single for a while. So there might be like some kind of sharing circle where you all get to know each other's status. But if not, they're really going to feel so, I think both of you are going to feel very liberated from the practice, because outside of kind of checking each other out, I really do think you'll get something from that weekend. And that's what you all have in common, right? Like this ability to take some time to do some self-care. I think both of you too will feel this energy to want to just connect on what you've learned over that. Maybe it was a weekend, a week, a month. I don't know how long it's going to be, but maybe you both will kind of, the date idea happens when both of you are like, yeah, there was just so much I took away from this weekend. I feel like a different person. Maybe your future spouse will be like, me too. I mean, yeah, I feel like I want to debrief with someone. Are you hungry? Do you want to go eat or, and I think that is the idea, is that you all are going to do a little, what do you call that? Wrap up or debrief of the weekend. Let's go to some other cards. What are they going to find attractive about you? These cards I can't always share because they have like a little nudity or actual stuff going on, but I could tell you what they're kind of thinking after you guys get together on this verse. This person is you might be a little younger than this person. They may feel like, because I saw a damsel at the bottom of that deck. I just didn't show it, but they may feel like they have, like, I don't know, protective qualities when it comes to you. And I don't know why that feeling is coming up for them when they barely know you, but maybe they know you in a sense of being in the same environment with you, but they don't know you. But there's going to be a certain kind of protectiveness in the energy of this person. Like, if you both come to a place, they open the door for you, or if you both are kind of walking down the street, they kind of walk on the outside. They kind of assume much more of a protective energy. Here, let me open the door. Are you okay? Should we get you more water? Like they're checking in with you and making sure you're comfortable. I feel like you all are going to have such deep conversations, but I think they're continuing from the healing ceremony. So it's not like it would be unusual for you all to kind of go deeper into the conversations. In fact, you may hear something from your future spouse about their healing process, and or one of you will share something that feels a little bit vulnerable, not trauma bonding, but just something that felt a little vulnerable. And so I think it's starting to let you know, like, wow, it's so easy for us to open up. And so group number 2, you're going to be like, wow, we can just easily share at this level. And again, I think you're noting how it's not trauma bonding, but you all are sharing some really deep, maybe experiences that you both had. I can't really show this card that much. I might do this. I think you're going to like the music that they like. Yeah. You are going to like the music they like. Spirit is also saying there's something else about this picture. Hold on. Let me look at it. What's interesting is that this person, there's a deep resonance of you all liking a particular kind of music. Like maybe you both even, or this person, take it where it resonates. It might be one person has a real intellectual knowledge of music, or you both do. For some of you, and this is very specific, this person might live with someone. They may have a roommate, or they may live with a family member, not necessarily like a mom or dad, but they might live with their sibling, or they might live with their cousin. And this person may be the opposite sex of them, which is going to be interesting. I don't know why Spirit is pointing that out. Like if they do live with a roommate, they might live with their sister, or they might live with a cousin. I think this person, even though they may be a little, there's something about that relationship. Not saying it's weird or odd, just saying, um, this is coming up. This is again specific, but it's for somebody. You both might be of different cultures, and this person lives more with family. But I also feel like this person feels a little confined sometimes when it comes to introducing people they're dating to their family, because their family may have more conventional views about things. There's something there. Their relationship with their family feels close, but maybe sometimes a little confining or intrusive. I think you're going to get a whiff of that. I don't think everything's going to come out about that, but I think, bottom of the deck, you may try to get to the second base with this person and they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be weird, but I live with my family members and they're kind of a little bit more on the conservative side. And maybe that's just something we'll have to figure out. Like this person might say something like that. There's something there though, family related. I'm not getting super negative, but something to navigate for whatever reason. Let's see what else. Let me try this card. So what is this first date gonna be like? Because I think you all kind of decide we're gonna go and debrief. So I don't think there's a lot of going home to get dressed or things like that. So you might both be casual when you go out on this first date. Yeah. There is something that I think either one or both of you are going to share about a breakup. Just like, or a past relationship that maybe both of you were there at that particular healing event to kind of just heal past the past relationship. But you might share stories. I'm hearing you both might share like what happened in these past relationships. And again, I don't get it's trauma bonding, but I get that it's just vulnerability. There will be a hot and heavy moment as this date evolves. There's going to be, the clothes are still on, don't worry. but there is going to be a moment where I think group number 2, your future spouse is going to be like, throughout that whole retreat, I know that I was supposed to be focusing on my own healing, but I just couldn't get over how beautiful you are or how handsome you are. And I found myself kind of just looking at you a lot, and I hope I didn't appear creepy or, I think your future spouse is going to be like, listen, I'm not a stalker, but I'm obsessed with you. At the same time, I'm obsessed, So I think there will be a kiss that happens. I don't know why, but I feel like you all end up at someone's house. Maybe it's yours, group number 2. Because like I said, I don't think their situation is readily open for like an impromptu drop-in with someone I'm dating. So let's see if Spirit says any more about that. What about this first date for group number 2? It's going to feel like fireworks. Oh my God, when you all first kiss, because I think kissing may happen throughout that date. But when you all first kiss, you're going to feel like, oh my God, it's fireworks. The resonance. And I think, sometimes by the first kiss how compatible you are with someone. Do they kiss you the way the way you like it? They're not trying to eat up your face. It's moist, but not too moist. Like it's dry, but not too dry. Like you're gonna feel like it's gonna be right, and the fireworks are going off. You're gonna be like, oh my God, this is feeling so good. Mm-hmm. Y'all are going to go home and have dreams about each other, for real. And it's going to be like when you wake up the next morning, you'll be like, whoa, what was that? But both of you are going to report maybe the next day. I don't really get you all are doing anything more than making out, group number 2. Yeah, even from all of my cards. Yeah, I'm not getting that vibe yet, but I am getting some heavy making out and petting on the first date. Let's see. What else about this first date for group number 2? Hold on. Ooh, cards are kind of falling out. Okay. Yeah. I find it kind of interesting. I think you both are going to be like, listen, because it might be a situation where you all spent a good deal of time with each other, but it was in an environment where you really couldn't. I mean, you got to know each other, but I think there's enough feelings in this first date where you all are like, listen, I'm really into you. And there's going to be an admission of, I'm really into you. Are you into me? And it's like, yeah, really, I am. And it may feel like, oh, that sets things going fast. But there's a cup. Both of you feel it. There's a cup each one of you has to offer. What else about group number 2's date with their future spouse? And both of you are going to immediately clear it up. 7 of Cups in reverse. I don't have any other options. I'm not even looking at you as an option. I'm looking at you as the one. I mean, I know we still got to get to know each other, but I'm not trying to play you with a whole bunch of different people. I think that's going to be very clear after this first date or during this first date. Both of you will get relationship status. And I think both of you will affirm, I'm not dating anyone. You said you were single and everybody's going to be clear. No, I'm very interested in getting to know you more. And there's that Page of Cups again. You both are going to say certain things to each other that night that really, just solidify the attraction and solidify that this is one date among many for both of you. For real. Page of Cups there. Yeah. And there's really this vibe of clarity between both of you. I think both of you had some kind of negative experience in the past. Your past relationships, there was some kind of negative experience, and I think you both are really clear with your communication, group 2. There's going to be this feeling of like, I just want to set the record straight, or I just want to say exactly what it is I'm looking for. I want to say, like you both are going to be very, how do I say, open about what you're looking for, what you want. Last few cards. This sounds good. It feels like the vibe feels like you both could just make it a runaway train if you wanted to, but I don't think it's like that. I think you both are going to be like, whoa, this is going quick. It makes sense because we have a lot in common. We like to heal the same way. We're both like really acknowledging we have some things to do. And I think, yeah, you have the Knight of Swords coming in at reverse. I think you both will talk about how fast things are moving and to really be intentional about slowing it down. Because I think you both understand that there's a lot here. We're not going to be able to do this in one date. And we don't need to move so fast that we need to see each other every day. And, let's slow it down a little bit and be very intentional. And I think you both are going to feel very comfortable with that conversation. No one's trying to go fast and be disappointed when the other person. It's not like that. And you see in general, like if you're the one who suggested group number 2, they agree. They're like, I totally agree. And that's the new beginning of this relationship that will end up being your partner or spouse. They're going to put you in this full energy, a new discovery, because this relationship is going to be markedly different from the one that you've been in that hurt you, group number two, as well as the one you were in that hurt them. There's going to be a freedom, a breath of fresh air, because you both are coming from a healed place when you enter this relationship. And so that first date, it feels like this is a new cycle. This is a brand new cycle. And look, 38 comes to 11. So you're going to know something about this retreat. Everything seems very serendipitous in that way, group number two. Like, whoa, I went to this retreat just thinking I needed to heal, and guess who I met? My future partner. You may say that story later. Yeah. I think too that when you both are first dating, there's still a protective quality each one of you have about just who you are, and I think that slows things down too. It's just like, okay, we're both healing, but this is just a serendipitous thing. We had to act on our curiosity, and I think it's going to be okay. Like, both of you are going to work through it all, because I think you both have come from a darker place, you know what I mean? A painful place. And so I think you both will give each other time, even though there's excitement here, even though there's, very much a lot of energy here. I think you both will be recovering from something that's going to make you kind of slow down the pace. But this is your future partner. It really is. And I think you will know it. Yeah. Even if it remains hidden, what will happen. There's a sense inside of both of you, this might be my person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So group number two, if this resonated with you, why don't you put a moon in the comments? Because there are some things you both will continuously learn about each other throughout this time. But the first date, it's kind of clearing the air a little bit, a little bit of making out, like it's a nice first date. And I think you both learn more about each other at a deeper level because you were already in an environment where that was happening. Okay? So if you like, please give a comment. I do respond to my comments. Please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you like the way that I read, please consider clicking the subscribe button. And if you click that bell, you will get notified when I upload new readings, which is pretty often. All right, my honeys, I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, my honeys, in group number 3. Let's clear the energies. My cat's showing up for this one. All right, Bubba, I'm almost done. So group number 3, this is your reading on your first date with your future spouse or partner. Some people may get married, other people may not. So this first date, group number 3, you chose the eagle, number 1. So right away, the eagle is symbolizing a connection with the divine and seeing from a very high perspective. So this is a spiritual connection, group number 3. Right out the gate is a spiritual connection. Let me read a little bit. This is called the medicine card, and it comes with a book. And it's pretty new to me, so I'm going to read a little bit about it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says that eagle medicine is the power of the Great Spirit. It's a connection to the divine. It's an ability to live in the realm of spirit. So I really do get that both of you have this could either be my psychic pile, or it could be like a very spiritual pile. It says eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage. For the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of life Really, truly, group number 3, I get a sense that this relationship is one that is going to elevate you spiritually, maybe both of you spiritually. But I'm getting with this one, since it's a number 1, it's really going to have an impact on you, group number 3. You're going to go through some kind of spiritual ascension. I don't know if it's because of this relationship or it's happening during that time. What some of you, either one or both of you, may be of the air element. You don't have to be, but maybe you both will meet and have this first date while a planet is in an air sign. Maybe the sun's in the air sign, the moon's in the air sign, or some other significant planet is in the air sign. Maybe Venus is in the air sign when you both go on this date. There's a lot of shared wisdom in this meeting. And I think the wisdom is coming from both of you having this divine connection I keep hearing. For some of you, you're going to have a sense that you've met this person before, but I don't think you have when you go on this date. I mean, you might have met previously to get the date going, but I don't think you all have met yet. But this is a spiritual connection, so I do feel like you either both had a dream or you may end up having a dream about this person, some kind of significant dream, maybe even a vision. Group number 3 will come towards you, and it's going to have the same energy, if not some kind of semblance of your future spouse. When you meet them, you're going to be kind of like that dream meant I was meeting this person, or in that dream, the person kind of looked like this person. Like there's going to be something that feels very mysterious about this person. I'm hearing that their eyes are really intense. They may have a sharp nose, and they may also have beautiful long hair. Longish hair. It doesn't have to be like super long. This person could be indigenous. Could be, doesn't have to be, but could be indigenous. Or I'm hearing from spirit, maybe they're former military, like Air Force. That sounds very specific, but yeah. If not that, I'm also hearing they might work for the government. So you take it where it resonates, but they have a very distinct look. Their eyes are very intense, and it's like a beautiful intensity, really. But they are intense. Their looks are very chiseled. I want to say they have more of a chiseled kind of look. Like this would be a person with a jawline that's very defined, or a nose that's very defined. They have something very specific about their look. Group number 3. That I think you'll like. Let's go to the energy in this. How does this first date even happen? Like, how do you meet this person? It is a divine connection, and it feels like you have a dream about them, or some kind of something that feels familiar when you meet them. Okay, I have to look this up. It says kitsugi. So let me look that up really quick, because some of this oracle card I haven't memorized. Kisugi. It says everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Okay, that's the first line, and I'm like, okay, spirits just said it. This person has a very unique look. I don't think they're not beautiful or handsome, but I think their look is very unique. It's almost as if you have to really tap into who they are to really see the power of their beauty, the power of their looks. There's something very powerful about this person, but in a way, Spirit is saying it's weird. Like their looks are a little cloaked. It's almost as if they're unexpected in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I'm hearing it. But it says Kintsugi is a Japanese, it's the Japanese art form. Kintsugi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not, tell me in the comments. But it's when something breaks and you repair it with a precious metal such as gold, platinum, or silver. So if you've ever seen this, my son is the one who introduced me to this technique because he's like, Mom, have you ever heard of this? Like he wanted to try it. I love my son. He just tries like unique different things. And he's all like, yeah, it's kintsugi. Like when you break a plate or a teacup, you would repair it with a precious metal because it's meant to, as a philosophy of breakage and subsequent repair, is viewed as beautiful. So beauty even in brokenness. Wow. This is a deep relationship, group number 3. Either you or this person, but I kind of think it's this person, has gone through some kind of level of healing, repair. I mean, if you were interested in group number 2, we did talk about you both healing, but I really specifically feel that this person has gone through some kind of transformational process, something that could have rendered them, I want to say, really ill, could have rendered them off of this planet, I'm hearing. So sorry for that, but something serious. And they will either, I'm not sure yet how you know about it or how you'll find out. Most likely they'll share it with you. But there's something that's repaired. This is very specific. This person may have had to have some kind of surgery. Something there. To be literal, they may have lost a limb or something like that. They may have had some kind of surgery. There's some aspect of their body that may have been harmed, but they're healed to the best of their ability. They're healed now, but they went through some kind of physical, I'm hearing they went through some kind of physical trauma that they had to heal from. If it isn't physical, it may be mental. Either way, this person has been through some kind of transformation that now connects them with the divine. And they're going to share it with you, group number 3, probably on your first date. But this is the energy of what's happening. When you meet this person, they have done an extreme amount of healing. This person has been through something that was really traumatic. And they had to heal. And they had to find the beauty in their healing. And you're going to react the same way. You're going to feel something is so handsome, beautiful about them. You see the kintsugi, You see how I think you immediately fall in love with their passion for life, their passion for their healing. Because again, this is a number 1 energy. 1 is the energy of the self. So when you both meet, one or both of you could have gone through some really intense healing from something that was, pretty hard. I don't know so much that I get it to you, group number 3, but if that sounds right, then switch it around. But I do think it's this person, your future spouse, future partner. Wow. And whatever it is, it has informed their relationship with spirit. It's informed their relationship with God, quite literally. They have a new or a renewed or a new sense of spirit, ancestors. I don't know, this person had some kind of awakening, some kind of spiritual awakening. And yeah, look, monk nun. Yeah, this person had some kind of spiritual experience in all of this trauma that helped them to heal themselves and not fall into a chasm of depression. Good, which I think when they tell you the story, they very easily could have. But they found, I hate to say it, they found God. They got saved. Maybe for somebody, they got saved. They got born again. You know, you can take it where it resonates. But they're going to say, I really found my strength and healing in devotion to spirit, which is really what a monk or nun has, right? That devotion to spirit. This person's story is going to inspire you, group number 3. You are going to be in awe of them. They are literally going to capture your heart because you feel like they're superhuman, the things that they've been through. That is how they're going to capture your heart. Their bravery, their passion for life. And they're going to seem so liberated to you. And I'm sorry if your energy is not here yet, but I think group number 3, there's something about this person in the first date that's just really capturing you. And the focus may at first kind of be on who they are and their journey to liberation. How are they going to look at you? You see? This is interesting, group number 3. They're going to see you as a rebel. They're going to see you as someone too that they admire, because I think, I'm not sure how you both meet yet. There's something here, but it's going to come out. But when they meet you, you follow your own rules. You do your own thing. They're going to think of you as highly independent. They're going to think of you as someone who maybe, where appropriate, bucks the system. Or it doesn't have to be appropriate. I guess you're a rebel. You buck the system when you feel like you need to. They also see you as a great teacher for them, because there's some aspects of their life that they really do want that, just like, F it, let me live my life. And I think you carry that energy, group number 3. You're kind of like, you are about letting go of the limits, letting go of the boundaries. And there may be something in your energy that even helps this person more get embodied. You know what I mean? It helps this person get embodied. And it's like, okay, why can't you rock climb? We're going to try it. And maybe, because this person might have been like, yeah, I used to rock climb before my accident. This is just an example. I used to rock climb before my accident, and now that maybe they don't have, like, their injury does not allow for them, they think, to try that again. But you may be that person that's like, why don't we try it anyway? It may take you more practice with, a new hand, a new arm or leg, like, I don't know if they're missing a limb. I'm just saying they have some kind of injury that they had to repair and heal from. But group number 3, you're going to be that force behind them that says, if you want to do it, why not? I support you. I support you in learning this again or learning this for the first time. There's something of a partner quality in you immediately that, something kind of shut off. That's kind of weird. But yeah, there's a quality in you that they see. They see you as a goddess. They really do. And I think some of that is coming from their connection to the divine. Oh, it's my cat. She locked herself in that. This is just how she gets attention. She locks herself in the bathroom, but she can be in there until I finish. I'm almost done. She's 5. They see you as a goddess. They see you as so close to the divine. I think this person will even think that spirit sent you to them. Really. Because they're going to know. I don't know if you'll know right away, group number 3, but they're going to know you're their person. I think group number 3, you're going to view this person as someone who spends a lot of time on their own. And you're going to be like, I'm here. Like, I want us to hang out and do stuff. Like, it could either be them or you. Like, there's something about one of you having a little bit of a hermit quality, and then something happens where you both are just kind of companions after that. I like that. So, and my cat also knows how to get out of the bathroom. She just likes when I come and let her out. But if I leave her in there long enough, she'll open the door herself. So I'm all like, why? I know it's late when I'm filming this, but come on. She keeps thinking my bedtime is 10 o'clock. I'm all like, I can go to bed later. Anyway, so what does this person find? Yep. Oh my gosh, the conversations you all have. They feel like they have always been with you when this first date happens. I think it's over dinner, and immediately there's like contact and touch, and there's like looks in each other's eyes, and there's good conversation happening, like little brushes of contact. Do you want some bread? Let me chop your apple for you. Like, just, there's gonna be good conversations. It's gonna feel good and comfortable. You all might be in a noisy place for whatever reason. Whoever you. Oh, this is interesting. Now, maybe you both are at some kind of lodge. What is this place? It's almost like you all are at a lodge, like a place that would be made out of, like a log cabin or something. I don't know. But you all are eating at some kind of place that feels a little loud, a lot of wood in the decor. I'm all like, what restaurant is that? But anyway, but you both are going to be like closer to each other because of the loudness. You both have to kind of get closer to each other. Maybe that was a strategy on somebody's part. Group number 3. I don't know. But a loud place means we have to get closer to talk and hear each other. They really feel like they've lucked out when they've met you. But I also feel there's a little bit of hesitation. Maybe this person hasn't dated since they've, healed from their injuries. And maybe they wonder, a small part of them wonders, would you be interested in someone who has gone through these kinds of experiences and, maybe on occasion still has to take care of themselves in a particular kind of way. But on this first date, I'm going to cover up the booty. But on this first date, there's this hug that happens between the both of you. It's very intense. Like, there's this hug that it says more than words. Like, you both hug each other and it's like, oh my God, like how you would hug someone who's your soul tribe, your soulmate that you haven't seen in this lifetime until now. And when you find each other, there's this like embrace that happens. I think in this embrace, you all might feel that there's a certain excitement between the both of you. There's definitely an exchange of energy in this embrace. Mm-hmm. And I do think it moves to other things, such as X. And I think you're the only group where this happens. Like, it morphs into, because even when you two are kind of hugging, there's this, both of you seem a little bit like there's only capes here. You're only wearing capes. I don't, how did y'all get here? But, there is going to be a deep, intimate connection. And this first date that ends up being a first lover situation, this person really, because of all that they've been through, I think group number 3, they just worship your body from head to toe. They really have become very intentional about this physicality and how these vehicles work to embody our spirit. They might talk like that. I kind of talk like that. Like we're just in these vehicles, but he's thinking your vehicle is the most beautiful vehicle. So there's a nice amount of like beautiful love making in this first date, if that's what you want. It seems like it's going to happen. I had 2 cards come out with that kind of energy. Yeah. This person will talk very sweet to you. They'll always be very compassionate, even if they have something difficult to share, or maybe they're frustrated about something. They're always going to be very calm and very, like, they're not going to say words that would, or tell lies. There's nothing about this person that you would get suspicious about. I think they're very upfront. They're very direct. This is someone I keep hearing, and they may say it in some form or fashion, group number 3, that they had a second chance at life. And this second chance with you, group number 3, means they're not trying to be out here, weaving stories or anything like that. You're not gonna, like what you see with them is what you get. Yeah. And sometimes I'm going to tell you, this person has a little bit of a, they can be kind of fiery sometimes, not with you, but I think, sometimes they may cuss on occasion, not all the time, but, they might be like F, or, I think that's kind of this person's kind of exterior a little bit. I think the way that they see you is kind of like witchy. When you meet them, they're like, oh, like, they have like a God connection, but I think you bring in more of the psychic, clairvoyant. Like, they love how you relate to spirit. They may love how you gather with your friends and do little witchy stuff. Like, I think there's something about this person that really kind of just likes how you do the things you do. Okay, what else about this relationship? For group number 3, this, not really, I said relationship, but it doesn't feel like this first date. It feels like it just starts a relationship. Yeah, this is someone you both are a little like possessive of each other, of each other's time, of the time that you spend together. I think you both just want to hold each other. You want to make the most of this time together. There's something about that, making the most of this time together. There is an aspect of this person, group number 3, that doesn't take life for granted. They really don't. Not anymore. Not since they experience whatever they experience. They don't take tomorrow for granted. There's going to be something about that when it comes to your relationship. They don't want to wait, maybe. They don't want to take things for granted, I keep hearing. Yeah. Like, if they're one of these people like, hey, we found each other, you may end up getting married before knowing each other for a full year. Especially if things are very consistent. Yeah, this person is the Hierophant. There's a deep knowing between the both of you, even on this first date, that this is my person. No doubt. You had a dream, I think, at the beginning I said that. You may have had a dream about them. They, for certain, have had many visions. They may even tell you later, share with you later, things that they saw. And I think you will be one of them, group number 3. But they have a deep, elevated sense of who they are now. And this person is very happy too. You're going to like their smile, how they laugh. I think they have a deep laugh. Again, this person's very unique. and not just physically, but even internally, the way that they relate to life. It's beautiful. Yeah, they're gonna have a sense of like, they could be a fire sign. They don't have to be, but they move like a fire sign. After this healing, they move like a fire sign. So you may, again, things may move quickly between the both of you. It may be like, listen, we have been doing this for a month. I love you. Let's get married. It may not be a month. Maybe it'll be 6 months. Like whatever feels comfortable to you. But I do feel like you both will come to some kind of serious partnership before 12 months is up of the relationship. It may shock people around you all because they're going to be like, wait, how did you meet this person? Who is this person? But both of you, you're very clear. This is your King of Cups. Like I said, this is someone you will not find anyone else like this. You're not even trying to look for a duplicate. This is your person. Emotionally connected, spiritually connected, and physically has repaired and restored themselves. This person gives the picture of wholeness to you, group number 3. Yeah. It will be a new beginning for both of you. In some ways, maybe you both will build a life together. I'm not sure if you're going to business with each other, but you both will build a life together. A really beautiful life together. Spirit's at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords. It's probably your energy or theirs, But you have a King of Cups and a Queen of Swords. Spirit said it's like this. Because I really do get that. The whole time I've been doing this reading, it seems like your energy, group number 3, it's focused on them. Even though they see you from the inside. You see how the King of Cups' eyes is closed. They see you from the inside, and you have this vision of them, and you kind of looking in their direction. It almost looks like you both are in the same spot. See how there's like water? Yours has a little more clouds, but yeah. This person might do some sound healing. They might play sound bowls. They see you as very smart, very intelligent. They love your mind. They really do. And they love your practicality. It's weird because every time they want to fall into some kind of, I'm just hearing this as a channeled message. Every time they want to fall into some kind of maybe slightly depressive mode or, something that, some kind of erred thinking. I don't know. I'm hearing it that way. Erred thinking, like thinking that doesn't really elevate them. There's something about you, group number 2, that just kind of slices through that as the Queen of Swords. You kind of just slice through some of their hiccups sometimes. I don't know if I call it hiccups. You slice through some of their erred thinking. You're like, really? Is that true? Because they may still be acclimating to what it is they can physically do with their body. And you're going to be the one, I don't think you always challenge them, but you do ask, is that true? You really can't do that now? Let's see. Like you're going to help them find a way to do things that they used to love before and to learn new things. This is right under Queen of Swords. Look at that. You have 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful relationship. Even that 9 of Cups is even at the bottom of the deck. This is going to be something you both have always wanted. And this person's going to realize, wow, this only came after I did some work on myself, after I got to know myself at a deep level. And they'll talk about your relationship that way. Like it only happened once I was able to be in my victory, the victory of my healing. Was I ready for this marriage I'm hearing, this partnership? They're going to tell a beautiful story about how you all met, and they will always tell the story about how you are their number one support, how their love for you is boundless. And it's weird how I just went directly into your relationship, but that first date, it made the motion like you both decided, nope, this is where we're heading. This is where we're going. Six of Swords, this is where we're going. And no one can stop us. And you all may end up traveling a lot in this relationship. Or you may even move. I'm hearing for some of you may move out of the country. There may be an opportunity or something happens where you both decide to move. Or move somewhere where there's a lot of water, like an island, you know? But that's what I have for you, group number 3. What a powerful relationship. So powerful. And yeah, there's a lot of depth here. So group number 3, if you resonated with this reading, can you give it a thumbs up? If you want to comment, I do respond, or, like my comments as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing if you like the way that I read and you want to stay connected. Okay, my honeys, this was an awesome reading. It's just previewing our Valentine's love month readings. And so I'll see you in the next one. Take care.